Is Gerald Johan Verwaas with another demonstration of a word or a letter combination that is explained what it means, and it shouldn't always be so difficult. So this one I think is also more easy to understand, to build up yourself also, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate. I will demonstrate Lily and also the plural, the lilies. And why is it not too difficult? So there is in the background, there always is a theory that guides me. And all the letters are in three categories. The first category is the category where you can find the form quite easily, or where you can find the place of the thing in space most easily. The second category is where there are changes, so there's an involvement of time, so you follow the changes with these letters. And the last one is more about context and the frame of context that you have there at the end. So if you can see there the I, and in the middle where you can see the things clearly, you have them quite clearly, the forms are quite clearly, or they are a bit further away, so there are the changes, or it is like, okay, it's at a border for them can understand, but I can define the working area in which I'm seeing the pinpointing position of that letter. And how does that, the L, where does the L appears in the system? It's in the middle of the first system, where the physical objects are most clear. It's in the middle of it, so you also have three categories: the center position, the position where the form is indeed changing and developing, or where you have indeed again the border. So the L is exactly in the middle of that first category, so it is about formation, so that's already easy. The E is the last category, so it's about it involves a frame, and it's the point where you are starting to realize that at the edge of your frame you can use it as a starting point. At that point here is a new starting point, so it's a whole area with which works on its own, and you can use that in context of that frame. You can use that as a frame of orientation. The S is at the end of our system, it's at the end of the whole system, so it is at the edges of your perspective. So that is also the context that, yeah, it is the very big context, let's say. The Y is then the form of change. The change is there in the diagonal space, in the diagonal direction. The diagonal direction says basically it's evolving to something else or to somewhere else, and that's where we will be going. So how do you build that up? I have it built up in the next frame. So you have, of course, the form, the formation, in which it finds its own area of where it is forming itself. So actually it is like the leaves that are forming itself in its own area, in its own space, in its own time frame. There are the leaves formed. That's the first part, the L and the E of leaves. You even have it in your word leaf with the sound E as well, followed by a double L, or a formation in its full two-dimensional space in two different directions, and ending in Y. So it is again going towards a new area, a new frame, a new time frame, wherever that can be. That's the flower area in which it again grows out once more, so it is growing in with a form, and this form evolves towards a different area, an area which is somewhere else, and that's the Y in that regard. I will put it a bit bigger so that you can see how it's building up. The L, or the forms of the formation process in a physical way, into an area that has its own time and space, because the last frame is about a full context with its own area of time and space, while the first category is space, the second category is time, the last category is its own time and space reference frame. And you can see how this flower is built up. How it is with the plural, the lilies. The S is then the frame, the very big frame outside what you can reach. So you have it finds with the Y also, it finds a connection with the whole frame of whatever the connections we can find there. And I will express it so that you can see what the lilies are expressed as in form, how you can express them in form. So the different E's, E form, E connections, so they are really frames of time and space of its own. The flowers, which has a time frame and space of its own, into the area that is interconnected outside ourselves. And in addition to this video, I would also say, like, yeah, can we also understand what the name Lily would mean as a name for a woman, for instance, called Lily? I can say that it has influence because the L is about taking shape. That's what you know already. The E is this area of, let's say it's an area of expertise. It's your own area with your own visions and so on. And what does Lily does? It's taking form again from there towards why? Towards a different area where it will try to find application. It's quite abstract, but it has also limitations. So it has, of course, a range of possibilities. One of the possibilities which is less is, for instance, that this Lily is just a person that stays home and doesn't do anything and doesn't have any significance. That doesn't fit with Lily. Lily is someone with a vision of its own that has to take shape, and it has to take shape somewhere else in a different area, somewhere where it can show itself and take shape much more. Okay, this was Gerald Habermas. There's a website too with some links to other previous videos. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like. Thanks again. Bye-bye.